Are you value-based pricing to supersize your business? Welcome to Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge, day 73. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Your host, your guide, your whatever you want to call me. Not a guru, just a businesswoman who's been around for a long time, for 5 decades, owning, operating, running different businesses in different industries, as well as spending a quarter century of that time in corporate America. So I've seen a lot, done a lot, made a lot of mistakes, and I'm here to share them so you don't make those same mistakes. And one of the mistakes I made in one of my businesses early on was way undercharging. I wasn't charging for the value of the problem that I solved for people or the transformation that I helped them get. I was just charging what I felt could squeak us by from a manufacturing standpoint, because I didn't want anybody to feel bad. I wanted everybody to be able to try our products and services, and that model did not serve me well, and finally had to change and say, okay, wait a minute. We have to do what makes sense and make a profit for the business so the business can stick around for a while, which did 35 years. And then after my divorce, had to divest myself of that particular business, actually all the businesses I had with the ex. So today we're talking about value-based pricing. What the heck is that? What I want you to ask yourself is, are you using one of the pricing models that's based on costs, the actual physical cost plus some kind of a markup? Are you charging hourly for your products or services instead of looking at what is the result I get for people? What is the value of the problem that we solve? What is the real transformation that we're helping them get? And what is that worth to them? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, with respect to relationships, communication, other areas and aspects of their business and their life. What is that actually worth to them? And if you don't know, guess what? Ask them. Ask some of your former clients that were satisfied. What brought you to us? What value did we provide to you? What impact did it have on you, your business, your life, whatever the situation happens to be, based on the product or service that you're selling, right? So today, we need to ask ourselves that question, and we need to understand that if we are trading our time for money, and if we're an employee, we're trading our time for money, right? Maybe it's really good money and we feel like it's worth it. Other times, not so much. Like I said, I spent a quarter century in corporate America while running businesses on the side of my own. And that gave me a very different perspective when it comes to being an employee than other people, which turned out to be a competitive advantage in my career, as well as a competitive advantage in my businesses, because the banks or the funding institutions, if we ever needed money for cash flow, knew I was good for it, whether the business was able to or not. And that was very powerful from a access to capital, access to resources standpoint early on when I was building my businesses. And guess what? Early on when you're building your business, you need generally cash flow and flexibility to figure out exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it. But one of the things that we want to do quickly as possible, is remember, who are we really here to serve? What problem do we best solve for them? And what is the value of that solution? Or what transformation do we help them obtain? And can we guarantee that? Can we offer some kind of guarantee? If you follow this 10-step process exactly and do each of the 10 things, this is the result you can expect. Is that going to be different for everybody? Yes. What we put into things is what we get out of them. If you put no effort in, if you just barely show up for your job, do you think you're going to get a raise? Probably not. The old exchanging time for money and just being a warm body in a place or a cool body in a place, it doesn't fly anymore. In this day and age, it just does not work. I work with a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, and one of the biggest things we need to do is clear out the dead wood, because all of our organizations get it. And the bigger your organization, the easier it is for people to go in and just float and not really be contributing. And what we're paying them for is to contribute to the business and make it better, right? We're not paying them to just be a body. Well, and some bosses are, right? They're just paying you to do the job they hired you for. They don't want you to do anything else. They don't want you to show initiative. They don't want you to get outside the little box that you've been put in. Hate working for those companies. Have worked for those companies, but don't do it anymore. All right. So what are we going to do today? We are going to share in the comments below. Do you know the value of the transformation or the problem that you solve for the people that you are here to serve? Now, I did say everybody, because back in the day, I wanted everybody to love Italian food. I wanted everybody to eat my business as Italian food. Why? Because I loved it. But now here's the rub. I didn't love everything we made. I don't like cannelloni. And we made and sold millions of dollars of cannelloni, and I don't like it. So that was one was hard for me to personally sell. I mean, and our transformation was, what's quick and easy for dinner was why we existed. We made products, handmade, homemade products that were absolutely freaking phenomenal and delicious, and they were easy to cook and prepare and pretty fast. No preservatives, all that good stuff. Kind of good for you, right? And so I wanted everybody to love pasta, which was a mistake, right? Because Italian food is not for everybody. It's only for people that are willing to try or like Italian food. And then we did do the exercise. What is the value of providing these products and services? Because prior to that, we had been a minimum charge to get by type philosophy, a make a little, sell a little philosophy, which I'm going to tell you, if you want to supersize your business, probably one of the worst beliefs or philosophies you can have for your business is make a little, sell a little. It worked in the beginning, but when we wanted to supersize and grow, it was limiting us, and we had to change that. All right. So share in the comments below if you have done the value-based exercise. You know the value of what you provide for people, and they know the value of what you provide for them. And of course, it costs about 1/10 of what the value of what you provide for them is. That's just a good rule of thumb, at least based on my experience. All right, any questions? Hit me up and ask. Otherwise, make it an absolutely fabulous day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Hey, don't forget to check out our Supersize Your Business community on the school platform. I am simplifying. The older I get, just had a birthday, the older I get, the more I realize the power of simplification and doing the things that you need to do, but letting go of all the things that you don't. Doing the things that are important for your business, doing the right things right, and not just doing all the things, not getting shiny object syndrome and FOMO. I never heard of FOMO until I came online, and things like that. If you're curious about that, it's free right now, freemium model, and I would love to have you there. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Just put Supersize in the comments below, and I'll send you the link. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. No sleep last night, babysitting granddaughters. All right, love you. I love you. Oh, I'm not tired, though. I do love you, though. All right, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.